Wow, what's up with the Ski Squad? It's your boy, baby. And I'm back like spinal cords and car seats, man. I'm back with another fire reaction. You know the vibes, man. Larry Bird, Larry the legend, man. Why Larry Bird is underrated? Why is Larry Bird underrated? Simply put, boys lack basketball IQ. Simple. Boys don't understand basketball, don't know basketball. Hypnotized by all the fancy dunks and fancy dribble moves and all the street ball, so they underrate Larry Bird, you feel me? But like I said in the last video, ask your favorite player who his favorite player is. You know what I'm saying? All the greats, all people fake. Michael Jordan, Larry Bird. Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. LeBron, Larry Bird. Everybody paying homage to Larry Bird. Your favorite player's favorite player is Larry Bird, you feel me? So like, comment, hit the subscribe button, head over to the Instagram, follow me at OkSceez, hit that notification bell down below to be know the gang. And this, if I did a Why Larry Bird is Underrated video, it'd be 15 seconds. I would just say, boys out here slow. They don't understand. They don't know nothing about this game right here. They don't understand.
It is widely accepted that Larry Bird is one of the greatest NBA players of all time, and even sneaks his way into the GOAT debate among many basketball circles. The thing is, I personally rank Larry Bird higher than most people do, as he's currently sitting in the 6th spot on my all-time list, and I even have him ranked slightly ahead of Magic Johnson, which is certainly a more uncommon opinion. I think there's some major misconceptions to Bird's game that result in him not getting quite as much credit.
Larry dropping bodies. Larry dropping bodies. I won't just catch and shoot. I do everything. Low-key was the first small forward, filling up the whole stat sheet. Man, rebound, steals, assists, blocks, points. Like, however you want it, we can do all that.
As I believe he deserves. And by the end of this video, I think that I can convince some of you that Larry Legend is in fact underrated. Before we get into some misconceptions, let's start with what most people already know about Bird, and I'll elaborate upon it. Over his 13-year career, Larry averaged 24.3 points on a stellar 56.4 true shooting percentage.
That shot is so tough.
Averaged 24.3 points on a stellar.
He put that around his forehead. Look, he's smelling nothing but sure deodorant. He's smelling nothing but dial. Right over his head. Get a load of that. Well, that's Old Spice. That's Old Spice.
56.4 true shooting percentage. Despite their talent-heavy history, Bird is the Celtics' all-time leading playoff scorer. So whether it was in the regular season or the postseason, he was always an efficient and lethal threat. He was obviously a legendary scorer and an incredibly efficient shooter. Larry is objectively one of the greatest three-point shooters of all time, as he's tied with Craig Hodges for the most three-point contests won in a career with a total of 3. The thing is, Hodges participated in a total of 8 three-point competitions, while Bird only participated in a total of 4. So he literally...
Larry played in 4. Larry lost a three-point contest. Now I gotta do my Googles, man. Three consecutive, he won 3. Oh, it don't show how many total he played in. 3 for 4 is solid though. I just want to know who beat him and when, what year he lost. So I can see who beat him. We got to tip our hat. If you beat Larry Bird in a three-point contest, I got to tip my hat to you, brother.
Same amount of damage as the other all-time leader in half the amount of time. On top of all of this, you really could make the argument that Bird is the most all-around efficient scorer of NBA history. If that seems like a stretch, then consider this. During some of his prime years, Larry went on a 5-year stretch where he had 50-40-90 percentages. Only 9 players in NBA history have achieved at least one season of 50-40-90 percentages.
That boy did it for years upon years. Wake up, do it again, wake up, do it again, wake up, do it again.
Yet Larry did it over a 5-year stretch while putting up just about 28, 10, and 7 each night. The only player who has come close to that all-around efficiency over such a long period of time is actually Steve Nash. But the thing is, Nash was
can't
never
score
primarily a scorer and averaged roughly
No, he couldn't score enough. LeBron could do it, but he can't shoot the percentage at the free throw line. He can't shoot that 90% or that 40% from the three. Like, that's tough. And then to throw the rebounds on there and the assist on there, y'all better start playing.
half the amount of points that Larry did during his stretch. To efficiently score
And then put that Steve Nash won back-to-back MVPs doing that. Not even to the standard Larry Bird was doing it. But he won back-to-back MVPs.
that many points on that kind of volume of all-around shot attempts is something that no one else has ever done as well as Larry Bird did. Again, maybe some of you didn't know the extent of how lethal Larry was as an all-around efficient scorer, but I do feel like that's probably the most commonly understood aspect of his game. Now for the misconceptions and the details that definitely make Larry an underrated player. There are a lot of people, especially younger basketball fans, who believe that Larry was a subpar defender. This is incredibly inaccurate, as Bird wasn't just a good defensive player, but a great one.
That's your boy Clyde. Let me get those. Force to cut him off, force the spin move and reach. Let me get those. That's all. I'm finna beat him to the spot, overly pursue the spot, so he got a spin move. I know I'm gonna make him spin, and I'm gonna steal it.
Accurate, as Bird wasn't just a good defensive player, but a great one. As a 6'9" small forward, he definitely had the size and length to frustrate the offensive opponent. Sure, there is the narrative that Larry was a slow and unathletic player, and thus it affected his defensive play. This is true to a certain extent, but it's also grossly exaggerated. What Larry did have are the most important traits of a great defensive player, which are hustle, heart, intelligence, effort, and availability.
His IQ high. IQ so high. IQ make up for everything. I wasn't the fastest, the quickest, but if you look at my college stats, I led my team in blocks, rebounds. I wasn't the fastest. I ain't one of them that's going to sit here and be out athletic at anybody, but I know where to be, when to be there. I had good timing. I'm long. Like, I just had the intangibles that'll make me a better defender than somebody, and I wanted it. I'm a dog. Larry was a demon.
Player, which are hustle, heart, intelligence, effort, and availability. Larry was never lacking in any of these areas. He always put in the work, and he was incredible not only at reading the defenses, but also at anticipating them. Larry made 3 NBA All-Defense teams throughout the course of his career, and even finished as high as 3rd overall in the Defensive Player of the Year running.
Put that into perspective, boy. You know what I'm saying? Put that to your pipe and smoke it. 3 straight defensive all-times, and then he finished 3rd in it. All the best defensive player in the league. Larry Bird, best defensive player in the league. You finished 3. And we knowing you the best offensive player in the league. We already know that. You do the math.
1983. He wasn't just a solid on-ball and help defender, but he was also a terrific pickpocket, as Larry averaged a fantastic 1.7 steals per game over the course of his 13-year career.
That is crazy.
His best evening in this area came on February 18th, 1985 against the Utah Jazz, when Larry dropped 30 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists, and 9 steals in only 3 quarters of play. Due to them absolutely destroying the Jazz, Bird didn't play a second of the 4th quarter.
He did that in 3 quarters? I read the 3 quarters, but it looked like blasphemy. My brain didn't even pay no attention. 30, 12, 10, and 9 inside the whole 4th quarter. It's 12 minutes.
To this day, the NBA record for the most steals in a single game is 11. So not only could he have easily been only the 2nd player to ever achieve the quadruple-double, but if Bird had played the 4th, he might have been the record holder for the most steals in a game. You have to be a great defensive player in order to be in a position to seize that record. On top of all of that, Bird led the entire NBA in defensive win shares a total of 4 times. That's the 4th most in NBA history. The only players ahead of him on that list are Tim Duncan, George Mikan, and Bill Russell. That is a remarkably short list of great defensive players. I'm not trying to say that Bird was on the level of someone like Dennis Rodman or Scottie Pippen, but to call Larry anything other than a great defensive player is either completely ignorant or is just plain disrespect towards his game. The other key area where people underappreciate Bird was his rebounding ability, as Larry was simply one of the greatest rebounding small forwards.
Know where to be and when to be there. IQ was high. I ain't got to be to jump the highest. Like, look at Kevin Love. Kevin Love got a 30 and 30 game. That boy can't jump off a curb. He can't jump over a piece of paper. Like, come on now. You just know where to be. Know how to use his body. Know when to be there. IQ high. And that's what it comes. Athleticism is overrated.
That the game has ever seen. He was aggressive and tenacious as he got as high as 11 rebounds per game in 1983. Qualities that I mentioned earlier, like his size, hustle, and intelligence, are also things that helped him as he battled on the boards. Over the course of his career, Larry averaged a whopping 10 rebounds per game, and when he was starting specifically at the small forward position, he averaged 9.5 rebounds per game. That's the third highest average among primary small forwards in NBA history. The only players ahead of him are Billy Cunningham and Elgin Baylor, who both played in the 1960s, which was easily the most inflated rebounding era of basketball history. So not only is Bird an underrated rebounder, not only is he objectively one of the all-time great rebounders, but he's also arguably the greatest rebounder ever at his position. Along with all the other skills I talked about, Larry was also a remarkably gifted facilitator. But I won't delve into that.
I love Larry. I'm telling you, Larry Bird, LeBron James, the reason I want to fill the stat sheet up. He didn't score that thing. Scottie Pippen too, but I ain't really look at him as much of a scorer like that. But Larry Bird, LeBron, they made me want to average 20 plus, get 10 plus rebounds, and had 10 plus assists, and just make the game look easy. You know what I'm saying? I do everything. Like, they molded me to be who I am. Man.
Much, because like his shooting, I also think that's an area that a decent amount of people have a strong appreciation for. Ultimately, I think it's his solid defense and his elite rebounding that people underestimate, which is why I think he's underrated, regardless of the fact that people still refer to him as Larry Legend. Do you agree? Where does Larry Bird rank on your list of the greatest players of all time? Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching as always. Make sure to like and subscribe for more basketball content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Stop playing. Hey, stop disrespecting Larry, man. Put some respect on his name, man. Why Larry Bird is underrated is because boys lack basketball IQ. Simple. Like, comment, subscribe button. Head over to the Instagram. Follow me at OkSceez. Hit that notification bell down below to be notified. And we about win.